Good morning all. Myself Dr. K. Pumudi, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Director, Center for Construction Methods and Materials, SR University, Warangal, Telangana State. Today's class about bar bending schedule of beam. In this class, we will see about that what is RCC beam, what are the types of the beams, what are the different types of reinforcements which are used in the RCC beam, what is the bar bending schedule for the beam, how the cutting length can be calculated, then preparation of the bar bending schedule, then total quantity of the steel which is used for the beam, how it can be calculated, and finally the learning outcome will be the students are able to prepare a bar bending schedule for an RCC beam used in the building construction. See here, this is nowadays we are constructing the framed structures, not the load bearing structures. Framed structures, the load is carried by the topmost load. From the slab, it is carried by the beam, then from beam to column, then column to footing. From footing, the load is transferred to the ground. So that here the wall will act as the partition wall. Walls never carry any load, structural load, and this type of structures are called as the framed structures. Nowadays most of the buildings are constructed by the method of framed structures and not by the load bearing structures. Suppose load bearing structures means then the total load is carried by the wall, then wall to foundation the load will be transferred. So here in the framed structure, the important components are slab, beam, column and footing. These are the structural members. And the structural members further divided into compression members and the flexural members. And here beam is a structural flexural member, and here the tensile load is carried by the reinforcements. So here types of the beams which are used in the building constructions are fixed beam, cantilever beam, continuous beam and simply supported beam. Fixed beam, both end fixed, and it carries the uniform load throughout its length and span for all type of span. Two types of spans are there. One is clear span and the effective span. Clear span means inner to inner. See that here one support, here one support. This inner to inner is called as the clear span, and center to center. This is the center and this is the center of the beam, and here center to center we are calculating, it is called as the effective length. This for all the calculations, design, everything we are considering the effective length instead of the clear length or clear span. So this is the example for the fixed beam, and for 15 to 20 meter span we are able to use the fixed beam. Then a cantilever beam. Cantilever beam is used at the verandas and porticos, and maximum length of the beam it will be extended up to 4 to 6 meters. Here the one side support will be there and another end it will be free, and here evenly the load is distributed at the end. So here the maximum tension will be at the top end. The next one is continuous beam. The continuous beam, continuous more than two spans will be there between among the maximum supports. Here, the uniformly distributed load across the multiple supports is possible. This is applicable for 8 to 12 meter span. Then simply supported span beam, it carries uniform load throughout its length. Here also two supports are there, but above the support the beam will be provided. Here it is applicable to 7 to 9 meters of the span. Here among the four type of beams, the odd one out is the cantilever beam. Since the cantilever beam has only one end at the support and another end is totally free. Here the type of the reinforcements are important types are, one is main reinforcement and another one is hanging reinforcement. So here all the beams, fixed beam, continuous beam and simply supported beam, the main reinforcement, that is the tensile reinforcement, is provided at the bottom and the hanging rods will be at the top. But for the cantilever beam, the main reinforcement is provided at the top and the hanging rods will be at the bottom. Since the maximum tensile force will act at the top end only, and all the structural engineers and the site engineers, even skilled workers, must know about the behavior of the beams so that we are able to provide the beam exactly where the tensile force occurs. Then another one is lintel beam. Lintel beam is provided wherever the openings are there, like windows and doors, mostly 2.5 meter to maximum of 3 meter span. For that, the width may be 200 mm, stirrups diameter may be 6 mm. Here, see that the cross section details of the lintel, three uh, main reinforcements are provided. Among the three, the edge bars, the end bars of 14 mm dia bars, two numbers, and the center bar of one number of 10 mm dia. In India, we are not using 14 mm dia bars. Instead of that 14, we can go for the 12 mm, not of 16 mm. Then the hanging bars may be two numbers. It is fixed. The two numbers of the reinforcements will be 10 or 12 mm according to the design. That is the top bars. And the stirrups, they are holding the reinforcements at the exact places and act as the shear reinforcement also. So this is somewhat special type of beam which are provided at the above the openings. So here, bar bending schedule is a tabulated document which shows the bar marks, diameter, shape, length, number of bars, weight of steel. And the benefits are accurate quantity estimation. It is useful. It reduces the wastages of the steel. It is easy to execute the works at site if we know the bar bending schedules. Better cost control, then faster building. So if we know that how much quantity of the reinforcement needed in different diameter of the bars, then only we are able to order to the suppliers exactly. Since it involves not only the reinforcement cost, it involves since it is a heavily loaded materials, loading, unloading, transportation, everything matters. So that what is suppose if we are ordered less quantity, then the work will be delayed. More quantity, the material will be wasted. So for better cost control, we must know that what is the bar bending schedule, and for beam how the bar bending schedule can be calculated like that. Everyone must know about that. Then only we are able to manage the materials effectively. The store will be maintained easily. Inventory management will be very convenient for material managers and the remaining stockholders, so that we are able to group the reinforcements exactly, which one is main reinforcement, which one are hanging bars, which one is stirrups, what is the cutting length for the stirrups, where the overlappings will be there. For overlapping, what are the reinforcement details, how the reinforcement bars can be overlapped. For overlapping, how much extra length of the reinforcements needed, and how much quantity of the reinforcement needed at a time, and how it can be ordered, and how it can be purchased, how the bill can be settled. Finally, everything is money. Since money matters, so we must know that bar bending schedule for the better cost control. What is a beam? A beam is a horizontal, structural, and flexural member designed to carry loads from slab, walls, or roofs and transfer them safely to columns or supporting walls. And the functions of the beam: it supports slabs and walls, transfers loads to the column, resists the bending moment and shear forces. It prevents excessive deflection. It provides structural stability to buildings. And the examples are floor beams, roof beams, plinth beams, and lintel beams. And the beams may be of any type: simply supported, fixed beam, overhanging beam, cantilever beam, continuous beam, or any type. So the reinforcement of an RCC beam, here two varieties are there. One is main reinforcement components. Main reinforcement once again divided into bottom main bar and top main bar. Bottom main bar, it resists tensile stresses at the midspan. Then top main bars, it resists negative bending moment near supports. Then extra top bars provided over supports where bending moment is higher. Then stirrups or links. It raises the shear forces and hold the main reinforcement bars in position. Then clear cover. It protects the reinforcement from the corrosion and fire. So here the key point is concrete is strong in compression while steel is strong in tension and also compression. So together they form the reinforced cement concrete. And here, apart from the different types of reinforcements, clear cover and the effective cover plays the major role in durability point of view. Since reinforcement is both tensile side and compression side is strong, but it will be easily corroded because of the aggressive environmental nature. So we have to protect the reinforcement from the external bodies with the help of the concrete only. So between the steel and the outer side, the clear cover must be there. The clear cover is totally filled with the concrete only. So this clear cover varies depends upon the zonal areas rural areas, urban areas, moisture content, then seaside areas like that. So seashore areas, the cover may be little bit increased. As per the reports, even 1 mm increase in cover thickness will increase the 1 or 2 years of the durability of the structures. So that much important is the cover. So here nowadays, to maintain the uniform cover, some additional equipments are also available. That the clear cover bars are available for different types of reinforcements. So we must aware of the things. What are the things going in the market? Here, what is the bar bending schedule for the beam means? It is a detailed tabular statement showing all reinforcement bars required for an RCC member. It includes bar mark, bar diameter, shape of bar, cutting length, number of bars, total length, weight of the steel. And the advantages are it reduces the steel wastage, it improves the construction quality, it simplifies bar fabrication, it enables accurate material estimation, it saves time and project cost. So see here, these are the details given for a beam. Beam details for BBS preparation. The example of is beam size is 230 by 450 mm, 230 breadth, 450 depth, beam length of 5 meter, clear cover 25 mm. The reinforcement details: bottom bars 3 numbers of 20 mm diameter, top bars 2 numbers of 16 mm diameter, stirrups 8 mm diameter at 150 mm center to center. So these values will be used for preparing the bar bending schedule. See that at picture. The beam details for the BBS preparation, beam size 230 by 450 mm. So here this is the 230 mm and the depth is the 450 mm. Then beam length, it is 5 meter. We must clearly understand the what is that length. This length may be clear span or effective span or what is the length. Then clear cover 25 mm. Then the reinforcement details, see that three numbers of 20 mm dia bars. See here, this is the tensile force, tensile area. At the tensile areas, three numbers of 20 mm dia bars are used. Then top bars, they act as the hanging bars. They are two numbers of 16 mm dia bars. It is top bar. Then stirrups 8 mm diameter at 150 mm center to center. So here the stirrups, here the vertical reinforcements are the stirrups, and the spacing is 150 mm center to center. So these values are able to update by the help of the design of RCC element. With this, how we are able to calculate the total quantity of the steel needed for the single beam. Then how many number of beams are there? Then for the beam, what is the total quantity of the reinforcement needed? Like that, for slab, how much quantity? Then column, how much quantity? Footing, how much quantity? Then by adding all the things with 5% extra for the wastages and all the things, we are able to get the total quantity of the reinforcement needed for the particular building. So here all dimensions are in millimeters wherever it is not specified, and clear cover is measured from the outside face of concrete to the outer surface of the reinforcement, and hook lengths are calculated as per the code book of IS 2502. And see here, this is the cross section of the beam, and here the depth is 450 mm, that is the overall depth, bottom to top 450 mm depth, then 230 mm, that is the width of the beam, and here three numbers of 20 mm dia rods are there, and top rods two numbers of 16 mm dia rods are there, and the stirrups are eight numbers, 8 mm dia bars and 150 mm center to center. So based on this details, how we are able to calculate the total quantity of the reinforcement needed and how it can be ordered, what is the total weight and the total cost, like that we will see one by one. So here, first we have to go for the cutting length of the main bars, and the cutting length that can be calculated by uh, beam length minus 2 into the clear cover plus the hook length. Uh, by this formula, we are able to calculate the cutting length. So beam length is 5000 mm, clear cover is 25 mm. So that the cutting length is 5000 minus 2 into 25. So that we are able to get 4950 mm. If hooks or bends are provided, it includes their length as per the codal provision of IS 2502. So the cutting length of the main bar 4950 for 5000 mm, 5 meter length. We no need for of a 5 meter length. It can be reduced to 4950 mm only. That is 4.950 meter main bar needed as the main reinforcement. Then stirrup calculation. Here the stirrup calculations, the effective dimensions is 230 minus 2 into clear cover, that is 180 mm. Then effective depth, that is 450 minus 2 into clear cover, it is equal to 400 mm. And the approximate cutting length, it is equal to 1180. How it is 1180 we will see in the further slide. And number of stirrups is equal to total beam length divided by spacing plus 1. That is the formula. So total length is 5000 divided by 150, which is width plus 1, we are able to get 34 stirrups. So the number of stirrups is 34. And here the bar bending schedule will be like this. Bottom bars 20 mm, number of bars 3, and the cutting length is 4.95 meter. So then 3 into 4.95, we are able to get 14.85 meter. Then B2, that is the bar mark. B2 means that is the top rods. B1 which is equal to the bottom bars or main bars, and the diameter is 16 mm, number of bars 2. So that 2 into 4.95, we are able to get 9.9 meter length. Then S1 is stirrups. The diameter of the stirrups is 8 mm, and the number of rods is 34 numbers. and the cutting length is 1.18. So 1.18 of 34 numbers, we are able to get 40.12 meter length as the 8 dia rods. See that here how we are calculating the stirrups and the cutting length. Once again, we will see that clearly. Beam size 230 by 450, clear cover 25, effective width 230 minus 2 into 25, 180, effective depth 450 minus 2 into 25, that is 400. So see here the effective width is 180. That is the not overall. 230 minus of 50, we are able to get 180. Then effective depth 450 minus 50, 400. Then step 2, approximate cutting length for the stirrups. Here cutting length, that is equal to 2 into effective width plus effective depth minus bend deductions plus hook length. This is the formula for calculating the cutting length. So here 2 into effective width is 180, effective depth is 400 minus bend deductions plus hook length. So like that, if we want to calculate that, since the bend deduction is 90, for one bend it is 90, and we have to add the hook length. So by adding the calculating all these things, here we are able to get the 1180, that is the cutting length. Then number of stirrups beam length divided by spacing plus 1, and here 5000 divided by 150 plus 1, we are able to get 33.33 plus 1. So 34 stirrups are enough for the cutting length of 1180. So 1180 of this is the total length. Total length of the stirrups is 1180. Then 1180 of 34 numbers. Then how we are able to get the 8 dia. How much length of the bar needed? Then how we have to calculate the weight of the steel? Weight of the steel, the formula we know that for unit weight calculation, it is d squared by 162. Kindly note that d squared by 162 will give the unit length, and total length of single bar needed means then into total length we are able to get the total weight of the single bar. So for bottom bars, the diameter is 20 mm. So weight per meter, that is the unit weight, we are able to get d squared by 162. So 20 squared by 162, we are able to get 2.47 kg per meter. And the total length is 14.85. So 14.85 into 2.47, we are able to get 36.68 kg. So this 36.68 kg for the main reinforcement. Then stirrups, what is the total weight and what is the current rate? Based on the current rate, we are able to calculate that what is the cost of the reinforcement of beam, of single beam. Then for multiple beams, what may be the cost? So today, this much reinforcement needed means how it can be ordered. Since a single beam, double beam like that, we are not able to order. The reinforcement should be ordered in bulk quantity, so that we are able to enjoy that the transportation cost and the allowances. Then and there, if you want to purchase, then the transportation cost will be more, and the reinforcement should be protected from the outside environment. So it should not touch with the ground while storing, and it should be effectively handled. Then wastages can be reduced, so that effectively we are able to use the reinforcements. And the uh, climatic conditions also to be considered. During hot summer days, daytime working with the bars are totally not allowed at India. So the after time to work with the bars is evening to late night. So if we want to work at the late night, then proper lighting arrangements also to be provided for the labors as per the schedule. then we are able to extract the work easily. And nowadays, we no need to bend the bars at the site, since nowadays it is mechanized and factory oriented also. So if we are giving the design of the beam, design of the column, everything, and from the factory itself, the bars are bent to the needed shape and needed length, everything, and it will be delivered at the site. Just we can fix the rods at its original positions. Then the reinforcements will be the work of the reinforcements will be very easy. Then we no need to depend on the maximum labors. Uh, the cost will be reduced considerably. Efficiency will be more because of the factory made products like main bars, stirrups of uniform bend, hook, everything. And here the next problem related to beam. Here see that the span of the beam is 4000, support is 230 mm. Here the main rods, two numbers of 16 mm rods plus one number of 12 mm dia rod is there, and that one 12 mm dia rod, it is cranked. Top bars are two numbers of 12 mm dia bars, and the stirrups are 8 mm at 180 mm center to center distance. So these are the things we must know from the picture. So how to read the picture also a skill. So here once again you may try to understand that the clear span is 4000 mm, then width of the support 230 mm. Then main reinforcements, there are three numbers. One is the end bars are two numbers of 16 mm dia, and the center rod is one number of 12 mm dia. That 12 mm dia rod is cranked from the distance of 570 mm from the support. Then the top bars are two numbers of 12 mm dia. Then the stirrups which are carrying the shear reinforcements, the diameter is 8 mm at 180 mm center to center. So these are the things we are able to know from this picture. And here this is the cross sectional dimensions. Um, and how we are able to calculate the main bar length, that is clear distance between the walls plus 2 into width of walls minus 2 into bar cover plus 2 into bend length. Like that we can calculate that. So the main reinforcement, the end bars, how it can be calculated means the span is 4000, and the two side supports, that is 2 into 230, that is 460. Then clear cover should be reduced, that is 2 into 40. Then bend, that is 2 into 100, it should be added. Then finally we are able to get the length of the main reinforcements will be 4580 mm. So here logical thinking only needed. No need of too much calculations are not at all important. Just the supports to be added, the clear cover to be reduced, and the hooks to be added. That's all. And for that, the bend length will be calculated as per the IS code of 1786/1961. That is oldest code. Uh, Now the latest codes are available. Based on the latest code, we can go there. And moreover, nowadays the cranked bars are not at all provided. Instead of the cranked bar, we are providing the extra top bar. Kindly note that even though in the limit state method of design, the cranking is nowadays not encouraged, since because of the cranking extra bend is needed. Because of the extra bend, the extra stress is there, and after some due period of 5 years or 10 years, little bit the cracks also developed because of the crank rod. So more or less, U-shaped rods are nowadays not at all delivered, and crank rods are not at all provided at beam or column or anywhere. So kindly note that. See here, this is the crank bar details. Then this is the B2, that is the cranked bar details. Then stirrups, how it can be calculated. Then number of stirrups, that is span divided by 180, that is center to center plus 1. So we are able to get the 24 number of stirrups. So here length of one stirrup, that is the cutting length of the stirrups is 2 into 212 plus 362 plus 90, that is equal to 1328 mm. And the bar bending schedule will be four numbers: bar mark B1, B2, T1, and S1. B1 is the main bar, two numbers, 16 mm diabars. B2 main bar, center bar, counted one, that is 12 diabar. Then T1, that is the top bar or overhanging bar of two numbers of 12 diabar. Then S1, this is the stirrups, stirrups of 8 of 24 numbers, and the cutting length is 1330 So by calculating all the things, we are able to get these values as two numbers of main bar 14.5 meter, uh, sorry, 14.5 kg. Then another one 4.02 kg, then 7.8 kgs, then stirrups of 12.6 kgs. So here, uh, how the reinforcements details are calculated for the beam, uh, by adding all that main bar, uh, uh, center bar, top bar, stirrups, the total quantity of the reinforcements is able to know in terms of kgs. Then per kg what is the current rate, and by including the loading, unloading, and the transportation cost, we are able to know the total cost of the reinforcements. Thank you. Thank you so much.